So these are problem number 8 and 9 off of page 3. So we're up to page 3 on the basic skills test. And the instructions say solve each problem using the traditional algorithm, simplify all fractional answers. All right, so the first problem we're supposed to add 2/3 plus 5/9. First thing we need to do, if you want to add fractions, they have to have the same denominator. So I'm going to choose a denominator of 9. Because 3 times 3 is 9. So I have 3 times 3 is 9, so 2 times 3 is 6. 9 times 1 is 9, so I end up with 5/9. I'm still adding. And then I have 6/9 plus 5/9 gives me 11/9. And you can think of this similar to if I have 6 cars and 5 cars, I get 11 cars. If I have 6/9, imagine you're just holding a thing called a ninth, and you have 5 more of them, that gives you 11/9. It says to write these to simplify these. That means you should write it as a mixed number if it's more than 1. So I have 11/9, which would be 1 and 2/9. The next problem asks me to subtract 3/4 from 7/8. So I have 7/8 minus 3/4. They need a common denominator. So because 4 times 2 is 8. I can write these denominators 8. So 7/8 minus 6/8. Same thing. I have 7/8. Imagine you're holding a slice of pizza that's 1/8 of a pizza. Imagine I have 7 of them. I give 6 of them to someone else. I have 1 left. So 7/8 minus 6/8 gives me 1/8. So this is problems 10 and 11 off of page 3. And problem number 10, we have to multiply 7/15 times 20/49. You could multiply 7 times 20 and then multiply 15 times 49 and write that out, but then the instructions tell us to simplify the answers and we would have to take a big messy fraction and simplify it. It's easier if you factor out common factors. So I'm going to start here. I have 7/15 times 20/49. And I can say, well, 7 goes into 7 once, and 7 goes into 49 7 times. So I'm just factoring out a 7 from the numerator and a 7 from the denominator. And then I can say 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 20 4 times. And now I have 1 times 4 is 4, 3 times 7 is 21. So my answer is 4 over 21. If I want to divide fractions, the first thing I have to do is rewrite this as multiplication. And you do that by finding the reciprocal. So 7/10 becomes 10/7, and then I can multiply to find my answer. So I have, again, like I did over here, I said, oh, 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 49 7 times. I can do the same thing here. 7 goes into 14 twice, 7 goes into 7 once. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 10 twice, and I end up with 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 1 is 3. The instructions said to write this in simplest form. So this is bigger than 1, so I have to rewrite it as a mixed number, which would be 1 and 1/3. Okay, so these are problem numbers 12 and 13 on page 3 of the basic skills test. The first one asks us to add these two mixed numbers. I have 3 and 7/8 plus 4 and 2/3. Traditionally, when you do this, what you want to do is you want to add the fractions, then you want to add the whole numbers, and then you want to simplify your answer. In this case, if I try to add these fractions, you'll notice they have different denominators, so I'm going to need to rewrite these. So I'm going to just rewrite the whole problem. And if I want to find a common denominator here, I can think of it as, well, multiples of 8 would be 8, 3 doesn't go into that, 16 doesn't work, 24, 3 times 8 is 24, so that works as a common denominator. Another way to think about it is I can just multiply the two denominators together, and that will give me a common denominator. So I have 24ths. 8 times 3 is 24, 7 times 3 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24, 2 times 8 is 16. Now I just add. So I add my numerators, right? The denominator is going to stay 24. 21 plus 16, 1 and 6 is 7, 20 and 10 is 30, so I have 37 24ths. I add my whole numbers, 3 and 4 is 7. And then I notice that this is an improper fraction, right? The numerator is bigger than the denominator, so I need to simplify this. This would be 1 and 13 24ths, because 24 24ths plus 13 24ths gives me 37 24ths. So this is 1 and 13 24ths, but I already have 7 here. 7 plus 1 is 8, and 13 24ths. Okay. If I look at the next problem, I'm supposed to subtract 7 and 13 15ths from 26. Just like here, where I first worried about the fractional parts, then I worried about the whole numbers. If I just look at the fractional parts, there isn't a fraction here. I need to somehow take 13 15ths from something. So what I can do is I can rewrite 26 as 25 and 15 15ths. Right, 15 15ths is 1, so I have 25 plus 1. And then I have 7 and 13 15ths. And then I subtract. So 15 15ths minus 13 15ths gives us 2 15ths. 25 minus 7 is 18.